I'm going to draw a flower based on Georgia O'Keeffe's flowers, and I like using analogous colors for this. So analogous colors would be colors that are next to each other on the color wheel, such as red, orange, and yellow, or yellow, green, and blue, or green, blue, and purple. You see where I'm going with this? So colors that are next to each other on the color wheel. Then I might add in a complementary color to make it pop out a little bit. I've got this yellow paper. You can use whatever paper you want. I love using chalk because I can blend it really well, but you can also use oil pastels, crayons, color pencils, paint, and pretty much anything works. Even just regular pencils, you get a lot of great shading with that. But then again, it's not color. So I'm going to just go ahead and select my color. So I have red and orange. And this set of chalk, I actually have like a red orange color, but I also have like this harvest yellow color. I don't want to use this really light yellow just because it's the same color as my paper, but I might use it for highlights. So I'm using these three colors. I'm going to, it doesn't matter what you do, you can sketch it out with pencil first. I'm just going to make a plain old sketch here. Maybe pick some kind of shape that I like for the petals. I try to overlap some of it so it looks really natural. Maybe it goes off the edge. So I started with my lightest color there. And so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that light color and I got to figure out what I want to do. Do I want to make the tips really light and then it gets darker toward the middle, or do I start light toward the middle and gets darker, or some variation of that? So I go through, I'm just putting down some color. I'm not being really particular, and I'm even getting outside the lines. Sometimes I use the side of the chalk so I can lay down more at one time. Then I'm going to come in with this orange, and I'm going to overlap some of that yellow. So I just take the same chalk throughout. And then red is my darkest, so I'm coming in with the red. And this is the Scribble Scrabble version of this project. Then I get a paper towel. I wrap it tightly around my finger like I have a paper cut. And then I'm going to start with the light areas, and I'm going to start to blend the chalk. And here, see where the orange and yellow meet? See how it's starting to blend? It's got this neat natural look to it. And then I can come into the red area. And I even streak some of that red up. And let me get rid of some of this dust. I'm just going to put it over on the table for now. Usually I go over to the trash can and do it. I'm pressing a little bit harder on some of these red areas just because I want it to look like it's streaked. So I'm going to do that with all of them. And I'm starting to lose some of that yellow, which I don't want to do, but I can go back over it too. I might come back to the yellow in just a moment after I've blended, but you also want to blend in the direction that the flower grows. There. So I'm going to go to a different part of my paper towel to get some of this lighter blending done. This is what I have so far. Now, I don't really like these kind of splotchy looks, so I can go back in and maybe darken some of that up. If I want some lighter areas of the yellow, I can go back in. Go to a different part of my paper towel. Bring some of that yellow into the orange. Or I just might leave it alone too. And I take some of that chalk dust and blend it in. There. Sometimes I like to use my finger too. I do like using my finger better, but it is messier. There. Now here's a neat trick. You know how the petals bend? So you could do something like this where you put in this line, but then if you streak it to one side, it gives the illusion that it's bent right there. And it's just a little bit darker right here underneath it. I can even go in, maybe even with this really bright yellow, and if I put this bright yellow right here, it even gotta use a different part of my, because I already had red on that one finger, and that'll lighten it up. Another thing I like to do is I like to come in with white, because I come in with white and that really lightens it up. And I barely am touching the paper here. Or maybe I want some on the tips here. And blend that in. And here I'm just playing around, experimenting. Maybe I want this side to look really light. Maybe I want the other side to look darker. So maybe I'll come in with the red. Do something like that. Like I said, I'm just playing at this point. Just seeing what I like and what I don't like, and I go over what I don't like. And then the middle part, maybe it is yellow. Or is it like a lime green color mixed in? Ooh, I gotta find another piece of paper towel. I can blend it, but maybe I want it to stand out. So I just leave that line in there just for fun. Maybe I have some stamen coming out. Like that. Now on this is a hot colored flower on a hot color background. So red and green are opposite colors. So when you add green next to red, it's gonna make it pop out. So that green is really popping out right now. So if I want it to continue that, I can go in with some darker green for the negative space and just blend it in. It can look like leaves if I wanted to, but it just kind of separates this space a little bit, and there's still some yellow showing through too. I could even go in with some of that light green that I have available. And again, I'm just playing around. And you can see the flowers popping out a lot more now. The tricky part is not getting your fingerprints all over this. I try to just touch the area that I know I'm going to cover up later. So I am trying to leave some of that yellow background showing through. Just for some contrast and variety. I could go in with this light green. I could just leave it and not streak it at all. I'm trying to avoid getting my fingerprints. But if you do get your fingerprints in there, here, I'll accidentally put some fingerprints in here, like that. Then what I do is I just wipe my fingers as much as I can. It's still not coming off. And I just go back over this area with some color. And use the paper towel to blend it away or go on top of it. And there, that's how I fix that. There you have it, all done.